Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. I'm Ed again, A to Z Auto Masters, and today we got this 2001 Mercedes-Benz E430. It's a 4MATIC model, all-wheel drive. We're doing a lot of work in this car. Okay guys, so first thing first, just open this hood all the way. So get some access here. Gonna take this air filter, the air intake system out of the way. We got this hose running down and going to the snorkel right there. So we're just gonna take it out and pull the whole piece off. Okay, so now we got the air intake out of the way, the snorkel tube out of the way, so we can start pulling those ignition coils off. They're T30. Those ignition coils plugs, they're always fragile from the heat and they break, so take it very easy. You can always use a pick like that and just take it easy taking them out, because 90% of the time they break off. Okay, we're changing all the ignition wires and the spark plugs, so just need to get them out of the way. Okay, so we got all the ignition coils out of here and all the wires out of here. We're gonna have to take the spark plugs out, and we're also doing the valve cover gasket, so we're gonna have to take this valve cover off of here. Before we do that, we're just gonna do the same thing on the other side. Look at this corrosion, guys. Oh my God. How was this car even running? Just with the air blower, I'm just gonna clean up all this mess. Okay, we cleaned up this a little bit. Now, just want to take this off here. We're gonna have to just take these bolts all out. Disconnect that oil dipstick from here. and pull the whole valve cover out. Okay guys, so we got all the bolts that's holding this valve cover down. We got them all out. We got this hose here now. We'll take this off. All these hoses are very fragile. Be careful. Just try to clear them with a pick like that to get them out, because they break. And now this valve cover is actually ready to pop out. So right there. Okay guys, so we got the cover off. We'll just pull this old gasket out. And now at this time, while we have everything out of the way, we can probably just pull the spark plugs out now. Now we're doing the other side. Just gonna pull the valve cover again, same exact thing. And that should be it. Again, we're gonna have this hose we're gonna have to take out. For the PCV system hose, we're gonna take this out, and the valve cover should be able to just pop out. See? A lot easier now. Here we go. And again, we have the valve cover out. We can just pull this gasket out of here. Okay, time to take the spark plugs out of this side. Okay guys, so we have all the spark plugs out. We got the new ones, the Bosch double iridium. Good stuff. This is the part number if you want to use the same ones. As you probably know, those cars got 2 spark plugs and 2 wires for each cylinder. So we have 16 spark plugs that we have to deal with here. Of course, these spark plugs come pre-gapped, so you don't need to gap them. If you're doing spark plugs, try not to drop them inside the housing. Try to use magnets or something to lower them down slow. You don't want to lower it on the tip and change the gap on the spark plug or damage it. Okay guys, so driver's side is done. All the spark plugs are back. Now it's time to put passenger side. Okay guys, so the spark plugs are done on both sides. It's time to put this valve cover back. Extremely important when you do a job like this, when you have the valve cover open, make sure, be extremely careful, do not drop anything inside here. Okay guys, so basically everything is done. We're ready to put the valve covers back. Just make sure all this, the surface where the gasket will sit, just make sure it's clean of any oil residue. You can just wipe it off with a clean rag and go over it with like a carb cleaner or brake part cleaner or something, just to take the oil residue off. Okay guys, so before we put these valve covers back, we just have to reseal the PCV system here. It's a T25. And these have to be just silicone. There's no gasket, and dealer doesn't sell any gasket for this part. So you just have to silicone it back. Okay guys, so we got one cleaned up. We're gonna have to silicone that. And now we have to do the other side. All this has to be cleaned up. I like to use gray silicone when it's aluminum and aluminum. It's up to you. Okay guys, so that's the other side. Silicone, put silicone everywhere. Now it's time to put it together. Okay guys, so we're ready to install the valve covers now. We'll put the gaskets back on the cover. I like to use some of that weather strip, yellow glue, just a couple drops to hold the gasket in place so it won't fall off while you are doing the installation. Usually that bank, the passenger side, is the one with the squarish or roundish end here. This bank, driver side, doesn't have it. I like to use a mallet like this, something, and just push down on it, make sure to get the air out. Okay, that's good. We're gonna let this sit and heal a little bit, dry, while we do the other bank. And we'll let that one sit a little bit also to dry. These corners and here, these two, make sure you put silicone on that because sometimes the oil seeps through these corners here. Whenever you do a gasket, any type of gasket, if you have a flat surface like this is fine, but when it goes into a corner, always put a drop of silicone. Perfect. You can see the silicone on the corners coming out. That's a good sign. Okay guys, so we put the spark plugs back in. As you can see, we start to put the wires, the ignition wires back in place. You're gonna have, if you get the original ones, they come in different length. So you're gonna use the longer ones in the front here and on the other side. You're gonna have the longer one here and the longer one here because that's the longest distance to the coil. And the back ones, I'll do the same thing. And the rest are all the short ones will fit fine. Okay guys, so we put in the ignition coils back. So basically the back one goes on the bottom, front always goes to the up top. Make sure they click in all the way. Same thing with all the ignition coils. Make sure they clip and you put it in place. Okay guys, so we basically put all the ignition coils back in. Just gonna have to put the plug them back. Same thing on the other side. Now we put the air intake tube and we basically it an engine cover. And then we'll start and hear it. And of course we're changing the air filter. It's a full tune-up. So air filter, cabin filter, spark plugs and wires.